Welcome to part 2 of An Introduction to Nichiren Buddhism. Okay, so this one is from one of my awesome YouTube subscribers. Thank you for this. What are the profound changes that have taken place in your mental setup since you started chanting? What difference are you feeling? And the person adds, I'm asking this because I am chanting every day and a lot of times I am getting distracted whilst chanting. So I'm not sure whether my prayers are reaching the Gohonzon. The latter part of this question, I think I'm going to respond to that later on, if I may. It's a separate question or point, I think, but equally important that I respond to that. It's vital, in fact. So I'm going to come back to that later. I suppose the main difference is how I have the ability to love myself, to respect myself, and to feel joy. I honestly thought I was happy before, but I was looking for happiness, in money, in cars, in a nice house. I thought that buying these things made me happy. I mentioned in a previous question there was I felt a void in my life. So I was filling that void with material goods, but that's not true happiness, that's relative happiness. Yes, of course, these things add nicely to our lives. It's nice to have a good car, it's lovely having a nice house, these things make us feel more comfortable. They're nice, but they don't make us happy. Only oneself can make, only I can make me happy, and only you can make you happy, nothing else. That's fact, isn't it? When we feel joy, no matter what circumstances we're in or whatever we're going through, that's called absolute happiness, as Sensei says. Relative happiness is happiness that depends on things outside ourselves, such as affluence or social standing. While the happiness such things bring us is certainly real, it shatters easily when external conditions alter. Absolute happiness, on the other hand, is something we must find within. It means establishing a state of life in which we are never defeated by difficulties and where just being alive is a source of great joy. And that's Daisaku Ikeda from ikedaquotes.org. So, that's the major change for me. Autism is a lifelong thing. I'll always struggle with my mental health here and there. But actually I feel joy throughout. I could have the worst day, so to speak. I could be in bed feeling too overwhelmed to get out of bed. But I still feel joy in my heart. Not happy that I'm in bed, but joy for my life. The circumstances I'm in, I am sometimes bursting with joy. Okay, another one from YouTube. Thank you so much. Can chanting provide you every good thing you desire in your life? Yes, absolutely. But it's not like we chant and then make no effort. In Nichiren Buddhism, it is said that no prayer goes unanswered. But this is very different from having every wish instantly gratified as if by magic. If you chant to win in the lottery tomorrow or to score 100% on a test tomorrow without having studied, the odds are very small that it will happen. And that was Daisaku Ikeda from SGI.org. Everything starts with Daimoku. And I think Sensei's quote there is a good response to the previous question where that person was concerned that they weren't sure whether their prayers were reaching the Gohonzon. Further, Sensei says, there are two kinds of benefit that derive from faith in the Gohonzon. conspicuous and inconspicuous. Conspicuous benefit is the obvious, visible benefit of being clearly protected or quickly able to surmount a particular problem when it arises, be it an illness or a conflict in our personal relationships. Inconspicuous benefit, on the other hand, is less tangible. It is good fortune accumulated slowly but steadily, like the growth of a tree or the rising of the tide, which results in the forging of a rich and expansive state of life. We might not discern any change from day to day, but as the years pass, it will be clear that over time we've become happy, that we've grown as individuals. This is inconspicuous benefit. Daisaku Ikeda, SGI.org. So to answer that person directly, just if I may, about their concerns that the prayers are reaching the Gohonzon, the Daishonin assures us that no prayer ever goes unnoticed. Please be assured of that, and no matter how much it takes, please persevere with your whole heart. What is karma and how can we influence it? Okay, this is the biggie. I'm going to be referring to lots of quotes and to my laptop. So forgive me for not looking at the screen much on this one, but it's a really important subject. Buddhism teaches that the law of cause and effect underlies the workings of all phenomena. Positive thoughts, words and actions create positive effects in the lives of individuals, leading to happiness. Negative thoughts, words and actions, on the other hand, those that in some way undermine the dignity of life, lead to unhappiness. This is the general principle of karma, and that's from SGI.org. And Sensei writes, one Buddhist sutra states, if you want to understand the causes made in the past, look at the results as they are manifest in the present. And if you want to know what results will be manifest in the future, look at the causes that exist in the present. The reality of your future self is forged by your current action in your behaviour now. Daisaku Ikeda, ikedaquotes.org. So in this lifetime, we make good causes, we get good effects. End of. Simple, right? Except Buddhism teaches us that our life force continues after death. And life is an endless cycle of birth and death. How it was explained to me was like life is like the ocean. When we're alive, it's like the waves on top of the ocean, vibrant and above the body of the water. But then when we die, it's like the waves go back into the body of the ocean and to rise again when the conditions are right. So if we're to believe that life is eternal, what about the causes we made in lifetimes ago? Well, it's impossible to know, isn't it? Or do anything about. No one actually knows what happens when we die. And actually, it doesn't really matter, because as Sensei says, Buddhism stresses the importance of the present and the future. There is little point in dwelling on the past. Far more constructive is looking to the future and moving forward. What is vital is that we achieve a bright and glorious future through our efforts and perseverance today. Daisaku Ikeda, ikedaquotes.org. Let's think of the analogy of a rucksack that you carry over your back, like a karmic rucksack. The bad causes or negative causes that we make, they weigh heavier in our rucksack, and they are more of a burden to us. And when we make good causes or positive causes, they lighten our load, so to speak. It's quite a big subject, So I hope I've explained this so that you can understand. I think it's one of these ones that we can it could be open for discussion. So your thoughts in the comment section would be great. I mean, it took me a while to grasp this when I first started to practice. I was in quite a low life state back then. It felt like, and it felt like people were saying, Nigel, it's your fault that you are in this mess. It's yours, down to you. I just felt a bit beaten up. But what they were saying was the cause and effect. Let's worry less about the effects, even if they're negative effects, and really concern ourselves with the causes. Keep making good causes. That's what they were saying. Honin myo is Japanese for from this moment on. And that's what they were saying. That's the important part. Yes, this is the Buddhism of cause and effect, but really it's more important to think about the causes and concern ourselves with what good causes can we continue making. We can only affect moving forward. We can only affect the present and the future. So how can we influence our karma? Well, we make good causes. Be a nice person. Help others to become happy. Do nice things for others. Be respectful to others and our environment, etc., etc. And maybe you have more suggestions. Actually, this is a great topic. Let's hear about the good causes that you have made, and especially during the pandemic that we're still experiencing. I really want to hear about any good causes. Let's really share our positive experiences. Okay, I hope that's of benefit to you. Just an introduction to Nichiren Buddhism. Actually, I think what I might do is do, as well as the Gosho videos, do basics of Buddhism videos. So, and we can cover more of the basics and maybe go slightly more in depth to what we've discussed today. Please share this as much as you can to your friends, to your SGI colleagues, to your Soka Gakkai colleagues, and spread the joy. And let's just see if we can make a difference in other people's lives. And please consider subscribing if you don't already. You won't then miss videos. I'm still uploading chanting videos as well as Gosho videos, and like I said, I will be doing basics of Buddhism videos. And also on Twitter, if you want to pop over there, I am at Nigel the Buddha. Okay, brilliant. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, happy chanting.